A family that prays together stays together. Our tip of the day as we continue to celebrate Child Month, I'm Adrian Atkinson. In our show today, we'll look at how much the Ministry of Transport and Mining will spend to carry out its functions and development activities this fiscal year. Plus, Healthwise spotlights the latest in preventing cervical cancer. Later, see how young children are getting the entrepreneurial bug. These and much more coming up in the half hour, so stay with us.
I am your child.
I am
Your child.
I am your child. I am your child.
I am your child.
I am
Your child.
I am your child. I am your child.
No child is just your child.
No child is just my child. Every child is Jamaica's future.
Every you coming like a man.
We must do better.
They are all our children.
I am your child.
For health's sake, keep it clean. For health's sake, clean up every gully, every school, every house, every lane.
Labor Day 2016. For health's sake, keep it clean. Join the cleanup efforts in your community on Labor Day and help to keep the mosquitoes away. Over 1 million people die each year from mosquito-borne diseases worldwide. So destroy all mosquitoes in the gullies, drains, and around your homes. Let's clean up our public spaces and beautify our environment. Register your projects now. Call 978-7654 or email laborday@mcges.gov.jm.
Keep it clean.
The Ministry of Transport and Mining has received quite a bit of money to carry out its operations this fiscal year. How much has been allocated? What will it be spent on? The details next.
I've always seen an integrated multimodal development, and that is now in the modern world of today. What you have is a just-in-time world. Therefore, you need to deliver goods and services as early as possible to be able to be on top of the niche markets that exist and be able to grow your economy.
In support of those and other development objectives, the Ministry of Transport and Mining will be spending $4.6 billion this fiscal year. The funds will cover the cost of improving the public transportation system, road safety, and a diversified mining sector. On the recurrent side, government will be spending $856 million to improve the public transportation system this fiscal year. The bulk of it goes towards subsidizing the operating expenses of the Jamaica Urban Transit Company. The government also plans to spend $1.3 billion to complete the acquisition of 35 Chinese buses for the JUTC to operate on hilly routes, acquire spare parts and special tools for the JUTC maintenance program, and implement the Portmore Transportation Hub initiative. With the assistance of its international partner, the Inter-American Development Bank, the ministry will also be developing a transport statistics database, research data bank, and geographic information system database. The Caribbean Maritime Institute is allocated $1.01 billion to help deliver professional maritime education and training. $769.5 million of the amount will be earned from fees it collects. Money is also allocated to cover the operating expenses of the Maritime Authority of Jamaica and the Toll Road Authority. $350.6 million is set aside for the Road Traffic and Safety Program. As it works towards a diversified mining sector, government has allocated $177.89 million to deal with the general supervision of all prospecting and mining operations. It includes the second of 4 payments of $2 million to Environmental Systems Research Institute for unlimited access to geographic information system products and software, as well as expert assistance under an agreement signed in 2015. The 2016-2017 budget allocation for the mining sector also provides for the continuation of the program to establish quarry zones in close proximity to demand centers for aggregates to support building and construction activities. Activities to develop and diversify non-bauxite mineral resources will be financed through a $13.37 million allocation. $3.9 million is allocated to identify and evaluate economically viable deposits, assist investors, and prepare a quarry development plan for non-metallic minerals. and $48.1 million is budgeted for work geared at developing an integrated, comprehensive and scientific understanding of Jamaica's geology. These are some of the ways the Ministry of Transport and Mining will be investing its resources in the 2016-2017 fiscal year to support the country's growth and development agenda.
Make sure the children get immunized. Hear this! Immunization, it is a must. This is not a joke thing, this you can trust. It is required by law for entry to nursery, to daycare and to schools. Listen up, it is necessary to prevent diseases such as the measles, the poliomyelitis, the lockjaw and the whooping cough. Immunize your kids, keep them healthy, keep them strong. Prevent deadly diseases such as mumps, rubella and diphtheria. Immunize your child today. Immunization, a key to good health.
A message from the Ministry of Health and PAHO.
Cancers are life-threatening, but some are preventable and treatable. Cancer of the cervix is one of the many types which can be nipped in the bud. Let's find out more about this disease and the help government is providing to persons affected.
It's an awful multiplication of cells out of the normal that take over your system rather than the normal cells. That's what it is.
According to the Ministry of Health, in 2010, 3,198 persons died of cancer, accounting for 24% of all deaths in Jamaica. The common types found in women are cancers of the breast, cervix, and colon. On the other hand, cancer of the prostate, lung, and stomach are more common in men. The good news is doctors say that these illnesses are largely avoidable. And the doctors say prevention and early detection are our best defenses, even while the level of treatment and care is improving. In addition to promoting healthier lifestyle, government and its private sector partners are revolutionizing the gamut of care, with 2 linear accelerator machines purchased to provide timely and efficient access to cancer care treatment. Our most vulnerable patients are targeted to have access at no cost at centers of excellence being established at the St. Joseph's Hospital and the Cornwall Regional Hospital.
Changes in standard of living, introduction of screening methods, and public health education and promotion have impacted the distribution of cancer seen in Jamaica over the years. This trend is expected to continue, at least in the short term, as public health education increases and screening becomes more widespread.
In the case of cervical cancer, caused by a viral infection from the human papillomavirus HPV, the pap smear is considered the best screening method to date.
And the reason for this is that a screening method should be able to find a disease before it has become established, find it in the precancerous phase, be easily accessible, not very invasive, inexpensive, and universally available. The pap smear satisfies all of that sort of criteria.
The pap smear is not an actual test for cancer, but rather a test to detect the presence of any abnormal cells with the potential to develop into cancer. The result from this painless process is used to inform decisions about what treatment to apply to prevent cancer from developing.
A sample of cell is taken, sometimes even with a little brush. So there's no scraping and clipping and all of that like what the perception is out in the street.
Squamous cells, which are cells lining outer layers in areas such as the lung, hand middle, mouth, vagina, and cervix, are usually affected by the human papillomavirus. The virus gets to the cervix during intercourse and has the ability to transform the normal cells into precancerous ones.
You hardly ever get cervical cancer in women who have never had sex. From the getting the virus to getting cervical cancer can take 15 years or more.
The recommendation is for annual screening to detect, monitor, and treat with any incidents or progression that might be taking place.
The next reason for annual checks is that there is no test that is 100%. all tests have false positive and false negative. You could do a smear and it is normal, but something is there. But if you keep doing it, it will pick up something.
Abnormal smears can be treated in the precancerous stage by methods that include freezing, cauterization using electricity, and what is called the loop. That is, removing the bad area and having what is called a cone to abort the process. Where cancer has developed, treatment will involve radiotherapy and chemotherapy and possibly major surgery. In an aggressive move to reduce local cervical cancer cases, the government of Jamaica has taken a decision to introduce human papillomavirus HPV vaccines to protect against high-risk strains of this family of viruses. HPV vaccines are recommended for preteen girls and boys ages 11 to 12, providing immune protection from the virus before exposure.
We have two types. We have one that they call bivalent. It vaccinates against two types of HPV, 16 and 18, because HPV are numbered. And there is one that is quadrivalent that vaccinates against 6, 11, 16 and 18. 6 and 11 vaccinate against genital warts, while 16 and 18 vaccinate against 70% of cervical cancer.
There is a new vaccine yet to be introduced that vaccinates against 9 types of HPVs. This has the potential to prevent up to 90% of cervical cancers.
We are going to do better when we have the cervical cancer HPV vaccines.
Take the necessary actions to stay healthy. Get screened yearly, eat well, exercise, and get vaccinated.
On the board this week, the Roseville Citizens Association Benevolent Society in St. James is inviting members of the community and its surroundings to come out and support its Save a Child's Life Blood Drive and Fun Day. This will be held on Sunday, May 15 at the Roseville Community Theme Park from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. The Excelsior Primary School PTA is inviting the community to its fundraising extravaganza, which will be staged at the school's auditorium on May 26. Starting time is 5 p.m. There will be performances by the school choir, the teachers, and special guest artists Next Change, Roy Williams, Tash, Cody, and others. The National Child Month Committee will be putting on a Children's Health and Wellness Fair on Saturday, May 28 at the Douglas O'Rain Auditorium at the Woolmer's Boys School from 9 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. Bring the children out for free health screenings, eyes, ears, and dental checks, general checkup, and counseling services. The offerings will also include immunization, blood pressure, and blood sugar tests. For more information, call 978-0111 or 504-0455. The Ministry of Health is reminding citizens to search in and around their homes and general environment for mosquito breeding sites weekly and destroy them. Organize cleanup campaigns and use mosquito repellents, mosquito nets, and proper clothing to protect against mosquito bites. For more information, contact 1-888-1-LOVE. That's 1-888-663-5683 or 663-7914. Also visit your parish health department or the Ministry of Health website at moh.gov.jm. And that's all for our community notices today. Send your events for broadcast on the JIS Community Notice Board. Call 922-868022 or send an email to cbishop@jis.gov.jm.
This is the Aedes aegypti mosquito that spreads the Zika, chikungunya, and dengue viruses. Protect yourself from the bite of this mosquito. A message from the Ministry of Health.
Preparing for CSEC exams? Visit ELJAM's virtual learning environment for free study notes, videos, and quizzes in 11 subjects. www.elearnjavle.org.
Grade 5 students from schools across the island are being groomed with the rudiments of setting up and operating successful businesses. Let's take a look at how this group is being infused with the entrepreneurship bug that's setting the foundation for Jamaica's future business moguls.
Welcome to J.A. Bistown. I am Joshua Wallin, the mayor. Come with me. I am the government person in charge and I represent J.A. Bistown people.
I am the CEO of CB Stock Shop.
I am the CEO of Guardsman.
I am the CEO of Jabistown TV. Today, we will be providing the businesses of Jabistown and advertising opportunities, interviewing.
J.A. Bistown, the newest town in Jamaica located on the Ministry of Education's Caenwood property at 37 Arnold Road in Kingston. It was created strictly for children, as government sees the need to develop the country's human capital from an early age. The town is a model working economy in which students apply for jobs and are both workers and consumers.
This program is called J.A. Bistown, Junior Achievement Bistown, and it originated in the U.S. Junior Achievement exists in 121 countries, so we're one of the countries implementing it.
The initiative, which falls under the Junior Achievement Program, is being implemented at a cost of approximately $70 million, with most of the money coming from donations. Major support is provided by the Rotary Club of Kingston, the United States Agency for International Development USAID, the Ministry of Education, and a myriad of private stakeholders.
The purpose of J.A. Bistown is really to teach students at a primary school level about what it takes to work. What are some of the work readiness skills that you have to have? What are some of the business skills that you have to know? When you see a company, you see their product. Is it just their product that they have to be concerned with, or is it what happens behind that? They have to look at salaries for staff. They have to look at operating costs like paying utility bills. And when your parents leave or guardians leave and go to work, what does that mean? Where are they going? What type of responsibilities do they have?
The program targets 10,000 grade 5 students who are being trained in a localized version of the international curriculum before they get to operate their businesses at J.A. Bistown. They are trained by select teachers who themselves receive the training prior to the classroom instructions.
I'm writing up the date and who is the check is going to go to and the sum of money they are going to get. And I'm writing it here in numbers and right here in words. And I'm writing up the account number and my signature.
Today, our staff at Lime will be installing phones in each business in Bistown.
I'm a cashier. I collect payments from the customers who buy things at Lime. Good morning, how may I help you?
I'm here to purchase a Samsung phone.
This one?
Yes.
Here.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I am a publisher of Jamaica Yellow Pages. A publisher of Jamaica Yellow Pages design website and send it to other people so they can come and get more information about it.
J.A. Bistown is a true example of involving students so they can learn and develop the skills for a brighter future.
Yes, that's the next plan of action. The Ministry of Education, along with Junior Achievement, is working on expanding the program from the current 10,000 grade 5 students to all 42,000 grade 5 students across the island. A plan is also in progress to develop a similar town on the other end of the island, targeting rural students and saving them the long drive to Kingston.
It showed me how to work with other people and have a great business, and it teaches me a lot.
I learned so far to do the lawyer business and to write up papers and to do other stuff.
I have learned to write checks and I have learned to get money from the bank.
All part of the training of our students to be productive professionals for the future. As government continues to focus on the strategic priority of developing our human capital in a bid to make Jamaica the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business.
they were heading home, playing in the streets just like they always did. When
I'll see you again.
My name is Sheldon Bell. I barely survived. My friend, she didn't. I'm now much more careful on the road. You should be too.
330 Jamaicans died in road crashes in 2014. 99 of the deceased were pedestrians. Road users, obey road rules. Walk, drive, and ride with care. Remember, road safety begins with you.
Up next, the top stories making news this week.
Hi there, I'm Simone Wolf with your JIS News of the Week. As he opened the budget debate on Thursday, Finance Minister Audley Shaw announced that the income tax threshold would be increased in 2 phases, moving to $1 million on July 1, 2016, and then to $1.5 million on April 1, 2017.
In making this a threshold for everybody, it's no longer 118,000 people that will benefit. It will now be 251,000 people that will benefit.
The resulting budget deficit of $12.5 billion will be addressed by a revenue package that includes raising the SCT on petrol by $7 per litre, increasing the departure tax, increasing SCT on LNG and revising the regime for heavy fuel oil, and increasing the SCT on cigarettes to $14 per stick. Plus,
we are asking those earners of income over $6 million or greater to pay a little more by raising the tax rate from 25% to 30%.
a range of significant investment projects will be pursued along the southern corridor of the island to spur significant economic growth. It's one of several measures announced by the Finance Minister to boost investment and accelerate economic growth. Another is the Pre-Investment Evaluation Fund, designed to improve the effectiveness and efficiency of the public sector investment program, for which $130 million has been provided. A national financial inclusion strategy for Jamaica will also be launched in the very near future, and the administration is examining draft bills for the regulation of credit unions and the emergence of the microcredit financial sector in Jamaica. In other news, Prime Minister Andrew Holness has ordered an investigation into all major construction projects to determine whether they are in keeping with the approved regulatory standards. It follows this week's building collapse at the Blue Diamond Royalton Negril, and the investigation will be done by a committee set up to review the incident. While pointing out that the administration was preparing for increased construction in the hotel and other sectors, Prime Minister Holness insisted that a balance must be struck between expeditious project completion and adherence to all approved standards, including the safety of workers, the public, and eventual hotel users. Earlier in the week, the Hanover Parish Council placed a stop order on the construction project at the Blue Diamond Royalton Negril. The order will be in force for an initial 30 days, after which the status of the project will be reviewed. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has announced that government will be looking to develop a policy on work focusing on voluntarism.
We can, as a people, achieve so much if we are coordinated, organized, and motivated.
Mr. Holness was speaking at the launch of Workers' Week and Labor Day, which is being observed this year under the theme, "For Health's Sake, Keep It Clean." The national project is to focus on identifying and destroying mosquito breeding sites in Gregory Park and Washington Mews, Portmore.
Together, we will try to have an impact on the breeding sites for mosquitoes and reduce the spread of the Zika virus in Jamaica.
Agriculture Minister Carl Samuda says government will be reducing the cess on local conch from 75 to 50 US cents per pound this year. He says it's among measures to encourage greater investment in conch and other sectors.
So next year we are going to ensure that the level of investment in the industry, no matter whether it is conch or it is citrus or it is any other form of business activity, the level of investment put into the industry will weigh heavily on the degree to which an allocation for a quota is fulfilled.
Government is to establish its first agroeconomic zone in Spring Plain, Clarendon through a public-private partnership to process and market agriculture crops. Minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Industry, Commerce, Agriculture and Fisheries, J.C. Hutchinson, made the announcement as he toured the Ebony Park and Spring Plain agro-parks in the parish.
We're going to have grading, packaging, processing of all crops. We also have this storage facility here, cold storage facility, which is also here. We are going to also be looking, it isn't here, but looking at drying facility, and close by for animals, we are going to have to see if we can set up an abattoir. With this, we are going to make sure that all fruits and vegetables that are what we call the C grade and usually stays in the field, that will be brought in here and also processed. We are going to be putting an extension officer specifically in charge of each agro-park, where they will be able to provide the technical knowledge to the farmers.
Funds have been released to repair minor water supply systems in Portland and St. Thomas, which were damaged during recent heavy rains.
I have issued instructions that funds be released immediately to the tune of $1.5 million to both the St. Thomas and Portland Parish Councils to try to resuscitate the minor water supply that was affected.
And finally, Minister with Portfolio Responsibility for Water, Dr. Horace Chang, says government will be implementing several multi-million-dollar projects to make the corporate area drought resilient by the year 2018. One of the projects is the construction of a 15-million-gallon water plant in Rehoboth, St. Catherine, which should be ready within the next 18 months.
When that is combined with the non-revenue water program that's been proceeding in the corporate area, it should begin in another 3 months. And it was funded by the Inter-American Development Bank loans. We should be drought resilient in 24 months' time for the corporate area.
And those were some of the stories making news this week. I'm Simone Wolf.
Householders, business people, school administrators, be on the alert. Help control the mosquito population. Destroy breeding sites. Empty old tires and all other containers where water can settle. Bore holes in old cans. Cover water drums and garbage cans. Wash flower pots and vases and clean pet dishes regularly. Protect yourself from mosquito bites. Cover your body as much as possible and use mosquito repellent containing DEET.
And that brings us to the end of today's edition of Jamaica Magazine. We value your feedback, so keep the link. Tell us what you thought of the show. Send an email to jamaicamagazine@jis.gov.jm or hit us up on Twitter @JIS News. Also, visit our website jis.gov.jm and our YouTube channel, Watch JIS, to get additional information. Until next time, I'm Adrian Atkinson, reminding you to take care of your health, eat well, exercise, get adequate rest, and make every day a productive one.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.